What does it mean for you to be a dollar wealthier? It's a great question and one that can be tricky to answer. Well, a dollar wealthier is defined by having enough money in your bank account to cover your expenses without relying on credit cards or loans. In other words, if you have no debt and can comfortably meet the cost of living in your area, including paying off student loans if applicable, then you're doing pretty well. But remember, while this might seem like a straightforward goal, and it is, it's not easy to reach. There are many factors that contribute to someone's ability to save money, but one thing remains constant. Careful management of one's finances plays an essential role in achieving this goal. Hello and welcome back to A Dollar Wealthier. This channel is all about teaching you how to make your money work for you, instead of the other way around. Today's video is all about managing money. We are going to take you through 7 important tips to help you get your finances in order. Let's do this. Number 1, make a budget and stick to it. When it comes to managing money, there is no substitute for a budget. If you don't have one, make one. This will help you determine how much money you have on hand and what your priorities are. You can also use it as a tool for self-control, helping you avoid overspending when tempted by impulse buys or unnecessary purchases. As far as making the right kind of budget, there are many different methods available, the most common being the 50-30-20 rule. With this method, 50% of your income goes towards necessities, like groceries, 30% towards discretionary spending, clothes, and 20% goes towards savings. Other methods might allocate more or less accordingly. The point is that whatever system works best for your lifestyle should be used so that it's sustainable in the long run. One way to make sure that your budgeting method works for you is by being honest about how much money comes into and goes out of your account each month beforehand, and then sticking to those numbers. Number 2, avoid using credit cards for everyday expenses. I know what you're thinking, but I don't have any money. And I get it. It's tempting to just swipe your credit card through the reader and deal with the consequences later. Using credit cards for everyday expenses can be dangerous. While there are some benefits to using a credit card, it is important to pay off your balance in full every month. Credit card interest rates are usually higher than other forms of debt. So if you don't pay off your balance each month, it'll be harder for you to get rid of the debt. If you have a credit card, make sure it's not the only form of plastic in your wallet. You should also have a debit card and a backup source of cash in case of an emergency. Number 3, track your spending. This may seem like a no-brainer, but it's crucial to tracking what you're spending and where so that you can make informed financial decisions. If you don't know how much money is going out of your account every month, it'll be harder for you to figure out where some of that money could be allocated in other areas of your life. Tracking your spending also allows for self-evaluation. By looking at how much money goes into each category, like groceries, over time, it can help determine whether the amount being spent is reasonable and sustainable based on income levels. If certain categories are consistently over-budgeted throughout the year, like entertainment, then maybe consider cutting back on those expenses until they get closer to balance with incomes again. It's important to note that tracking spending can also help determine if there are any unexpected expenses that pop up, such as medical bills, and account for them in the budget. There are many different ways to track spending. You could use a spreadsheet or other type of software, but there are plenty of free apps out there that do the same thing. Enjoying the video so far? If so, why not like it and hit subscribe? Number 4, pay off high-interest debt first. Pay off credit cards first. Credit card debt is one of the most expensive types of debt you can have, with an average interest rate of 15%. Credit card debt is the enemy. It eats away at your savings, and it's really hard to get rid of. If you have multiple credit cards with high balances and varying interest rates, pay off the one with the highest APR first. Other high-interest debts include personal loans, payday loans, and car loans. This includes leases. Once all that high-interest debt is gone, you'll be left with only low-interest debt. And low-interest debt is actually pretty great. Consolidating your debt might be an option if you're having trouble paying it off. Consolidation allows you to combine various debts into a single loan at a lower interest rate. However, consolidating may not always be beneficial since it extends the length of time that you will be paying back your debt and may require additional fees. Before consolidating any debt, consider whether this option will actually help improve your situation by decreasing monthly payments or increasing financial security in case something happens that prevents you from making payments on time, like illness. Number 5, have a healthy emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, it's time to get one. While you're saving up money for this fund, keep in mind that you'll want enough savings to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. That includes the cost of rent or mortgage payments, food, and other expenses. The best way to build an emergency fund is by setting aside money every month. Even if it's just a small amount at first, it will add up over time and become a substantial sum within 2 years or so. Once your emergency fund has been built up sufficiently, and hopefully sooner than later, it should be used only in emergencies, not for things like going on vacation or buying new clothes every so often. Make sure there are no lingering bills before using any money from your emergency fund. Things that can qualify as an emergency might include recovering from a sudden illness or accident, replacing broken appliances, paying for unexpected repairs, making repairs on your home due to damage caused by natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, earthquakes, etc. For people who are just starting their careers or are new to the workforce, it can be difficult to set aside funds for emergencies. However, you should still try to save at least some money each month, even if it's just a small amount at first. Number 6. Avoid lifestyle inflation. It's easy to get carried away with lifestyle inflation. You start off in your first apartment and you think, this is pretty nice. I'm gonna go out and get some nice furniture. Then you get the furniture and it's not long before you're thinking, I'm just gonna buy myself a new car. You're not even sure what kind of car you want. You just know you want one. Lifestyle inflation is the process by which your spending increases faster than your income, resulting in a negative financial situation. If you think about it, there are 2 main ways we get caught up in lifestyle inflation. Whether we want everyone around us to think we have more money than we really do, or whether we feel entitled to certain luxuries because they're deserved. Both these feelings can lead us down the path toward financial disaster unless they're kept under control and balanced with a reasonable budget plan. The best way to avoid lifestyle inflation is to keep your financial goals in mind at all times and make sure that everything you do with money helps move you towards those goals. If you're spending more than you earn, it's time to take a step back and figure out where that money is going. Number 7, make retirement a priority. Let's face it, retirement is a big deal, and if you're not making it a priority, you're missing out. You deserve to retire. You deserve the freedom to travel, to spend time with your family, and do whatever you want when you want it. Saving for retirement is one of the most important things you can do. It's also something that many people fail to take seriously. The reality is that if you don't start saving today, there will be little time left in your life to make up for it later. That being said, whenever possible, try to put aside as much money as possible for your golden years. If you're just starting out in your career, it might be tempting to think that saving for retirement isn't a priority. After all, it's hard enough getting by on one income while paying bills and saving up for a house. But the truth is that if you don't start saving for retirement today, it will only get harder to do so later on. Now that you know how to manage your money, you can start using these tips in your own life. You'll be amazed at how much more confident and secure you feel when it comes to handling finances. But remember, everyone has bad days, so don't beat yourself up if something doesn't work out exactly as planned. Just pick yourself up and try again. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about how to achieve your financial goals, please leave a comment below. We're going to be releasing new videos every week, so make sure you're ready to learn more about financial independence and wealth management.